Hi and welcome to my channel. I'm Leslie. Thank you so much for joining me today. I just wanted to talk a little bit about what changed my mind about buying things and what started my journey as far as decluttering, setting financial goals, just everything I'm doing right now for my personal growth. It all started probably several years ago when I was not doing so great with all of these things. While I was a stay-at-home mom for a few years, I was running my Etsy shop, doing some freelancing, had a little spending money. I spent a lot of time on social media, and this is when TikTok was really starting to take off. Instagram was sort of getting more influencer-y, like a lot more consumerist, I guess. So I was consuming a lot of that content, and it really started to mess with me. And I fell into needing to have like a certain aesthetic, having to have certain items that I saw being marketed to me, wanting to have the same things as these influencers I was watching. And I just really got sucked into that consumerism culture, and it was awful. Like, luckily, the one thing that really kept me from going all in is that I didn't have a lot of extra money. And I was in a one bedroom with my family, one bedroom apartment. So I didn't have that much space either. So I did have to keep that in mind, but it didn't stop me from purchasing things I didn't need, things that were cheap, just all kinds of stuff. So I was buying fast fashion. I was buying stuff from Wish. Like, this is when Wish first started. And I just really started piling up things that I wasn't using. They were falling apart. They didn't fit me and my style. They just weren't things that I needed. And I fell into this trap for a few years, and I started getting into a little bit of credit card debt. It wasn't super unmanageable, but I noticed it was getting harder and harder to pay off my credit card bill each month. And since I was doing freelancing and staying home, it was really hard to make up that extra money to pay back what I was spending. So I was really struggling to pull back from that. So this is when I had a little more free time to bring in some extra money. My Etsy income was going down, freelancing was getting a little harder. It took longer and longer to find jobs, so it was just taking up so much time. It was just easier to find a job. So since a standard job, so since I had a lot of retail experience under my belt, I just got a job at Target. And it was decent pay, but it really hurt my soul after a while to work there, because something had started to shift in me where I was noticing that I was buying more things I didn't need, and just noticing the trouble with my past self with buying all of this stuff and the effects with money, like not wanting to spend money on things. So when I was working there, seeing people buy so much crap they did not need, like just the stuff that people would fill their carts with. And I worked in an area that was not especially high income. Like it wasn't a great area, and it was people who clearly didn't have the money to be buying this stuff, me included, by the way. I was also low income. So it was painful to see people just spending their hard-earned money on just a bunch of stuff that was going to sit around and collect dust, like home decor and just gadgets and I don't know, just all kinds of stuff. So after seeing that, it really kind of reflected what I had been doing in my life, because I was doing the same thing that all of these people were doing. That definitely really started to change my mindset. I remember too, like I actually felt bad. Like if someone asked me a question about some products, I felt bad answering in favor of what it was because I didn't want them to buy it. So it was kind of a like moral dilemma for me after a while, because I didn't want to sell this stuff to people. That's when this isn't the point of the video, but I ended up finishing my master's degree and got a much better job, and it wasn't sales related. So everything's good now, but that was such an experience working there, and just that's something I didn't expect. I didn't expect to care that much about this kind of stuff because I never had before. I'm really glad that I had that experience, because it just solidified everything I had already been thinking. Another thing that was on top of that is that my daughter was getting older. I wanted to make sure I was setting a good example. I don't want her to have a consumerism mindset. I don't want her to be greedy, to want things. I just don't want that for her. And the best way to teach your kids something is to model it for them. That really helped to change my mindset also. So all these things really came together and just changed my mind about what I had been doing before. And now I really care about budgeting, about not just buying everything, being really mindful about what I'm getting. I don't know if anyone else has had this kind of awakening. I would love to hear your story. Was there anything similar to my story? Because I don't hear too much from retail people who ended up with the same mindset I have. So I definitely wonder if there's anyone who's worked retail. Have you had that light bulb moment of like, people don't need this stuff? I don't know. I just still remember like the moment that happened. It was just like a switch turned on. So let me know if you've had that happen also. And yeah, I would love to hear more about your journey. And thank you so much for being here. Since I am a small channel, it's really nice because I get to read all of your comments. I get to know you. So definitely leave something for me and I'll see if I can respond to it. So thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.